Mishnah Bet. Be'ur Mishnah Bet. This is going to be almost an introduction to a whole section of the Torah that we never touched before. So we're going to learn a little bit. We're not going to go deep because there's a whole Mishnahs, all books of Mishnahs about it, but at least mention it. ארבעה עבודות הן המכשירות את הקורבנות להקטרה ולאכילה. When you bring the sacrifices, it's a very involved process. And every process has rules to every part of the process that we don't know yet. But the process that we need to know about are what? First of all, shchita, the sacrifice, the slaughtering of the animal. That's the first part. Has to do under certain rules. And then, second part is kabbalat hadam. You have to take the blood into a vessel. You have to take the blood that comes out of the animal and pour it, and it's like spritzes. You have to hold the cup over there so it will fill in the cup. Beklei sharet mitzavar ha'behema, and that blood has to come from the neck of the animal. And that's the second thing. And there's rules for that too. If you mess up the rules, the whole thing might not be good. And then Gimel, holachat adam lemizbeach. Then you have to take this blood and walk with it to the altar. Even that has rules. And then zrikat adam al mizbeach. And then the throwing of the blood on the altar itself. Bishat arba'a ha'avodot halalu, as these four types of work taking place with the sacrifices, צריך העובד לכוון מחשבתו לשם אותו הקורבן ולשם בעליו. The Kohen who does the work needs to think what it's for. For example, if you bring him a sin offering, he needs to know that I'm slaughtering this sheep as a sin offering. If it's a peace offering, he needs to know it's a peace offering. Besides that, he also needs it a peace offering for him and not for him. It's a sin offering for him and not for him. And if he gets confused in any of these things, it might be trouble. We don't know the rules yet. But in each one is different rules. If you get confused over here or you get confused over there, it has a lot of rules which we're going to learn much later on. But that's the idea. משנתנו בא ללמד בקורבן הפסח. Our Mishnah comes to teach, when it comes to the Pesach sacrifice, שאם נעשתה בו אחת מן העבודות שמנינו לעיל, שלא לשם פסח, that if the Kohen did any of those works that we specified above, and he had in his mind, there's a machloket, either he had it in his mind or he actually said it out loud, it doesn't matter, but he didn't have the right intention, אלא לשם קורבן אחר, he was thinking this is going to be a peace offering, or this is, we're thinking about something, הרי הקורבן פסול. This sacrifice is no good. Now, you have to understand what it means. In no other circumstances, when you bring a sin offering, it means that the person has to bring another sin offering. Because, let's say, it's the Kohen's fault, but the guy has to bring another sin offering. And then maybe you can sue him, you cannot sue him. That's another case, a different story. That's not, we're not going to discuss it right now. But the korban itself is kosher. The korban itself, you can eat it. It's kosher. It's a kosher. In Pesach, it's not kosher. It's something, you need to burn it. It's completely different rules to all the other cases. In other words, it's true that it's not good for the guy, but the meat is a kosher meat. Over here, we're saying the meat is not, that's it, you have to get rid of this meat. No, the korban itself is not going to be...
even the meat.
Even, that's exactly. In korban, Pesach is going to be different. הרי הקורבן פסול. Over here, the difference is that the sacrifice itself is not good. שנאמר, it says, how do we know? שמור את חודש האביב, it says, guard the month of the spring, ועשית פסח. And you should make a Pesach sacrifice. שיהיו כל עשיותיך לשם פסח, which means that in Pesach there's a special verse in the Pesach sacrifice. What does it mean? That every action when it comes to the Pesach sacrifice has to be for the Pesach sacrifices. And you don't have that verse in all the other sacrifices. וכן נאמר, and also it says, ואמרתם זבח פסח הוא. And it says you should say that this is sacrifice for Pesach. What does it mean? שהזבח לשם פסח. Means that this sacrifice has to be specifically for Pesach. So let's look inside. The Pesach sacrifice, Korban HaPesach, ששחטו שלא לשמו, that he slaughtered it, but he had in mind another sacrifice. He forgot. The Kohen didn't mean that it's for the Pesach sacrifice. He thought that it was for a different sacrifice. שלא לשם Pesach. He did it not for the name of Pesach. אלא לשם זבח אחר, he had in mind another sacrifice. כגון לשם שלמים, for example, he had in mind a peace offering, instead of Pesach sacrifice. היינו, שמחשבתו בשעת שחיטת הקורבן, that he had the wrong intention when he slaughtered the sacrifice. הייתה לשם קורבן שלמים, was for a peace offering. ויש סוברים, there are those who hold, שכל מחשבה אמורה בקודשים, היינו אמירה בפה. It says there's a מחלוקת, does he actually have just thinking is enough, or does he actually have to say it out loud is enough? Whatever it is. This is a מחלוקת, it looks like עיין בהתחלת מסכת זבחים, רש"י and תוספות. ועיין ברמב"ם, הלכות פסחים מקודשים. If you want to know if it's just saying or just only thinking, look over there. And so that's number one. So the Pesach that he slaughtered not for the right purpose, וקיבל, או קיבל את הדם בצוואר הבהמה בכלי שרת, or any other parts that we discussed afterwards. He received the blood, and in his mind he thought he's receiving the blood of a peace offering, והלך, או הוליך את הדם למזבח, or is the... Now, why did it say this way? Because many times it used to be a different person who used to do it. One slaughtered, one received the blood, and one walked with it. Yeah? So I don't care, any of the chain of the guys who had the wrong intentions, והלך או הוליך את הדם למזבח, even the one who took it to the altar, וזרק, or even the one who sprinkled it on the altar, שלא לשמו, if anyone, it could be the same guy or it can be 4 different guys, but it doesn't matter. If not all had the intention that this is for Pesach sacrifice, you're in trouble. שלא לשמו, they did it for another purpose, שעשה אחד מהעבודות הללו שלא לשם קורבן הפסח, he did one of these work not for the Pesach sacrifice, אלא לשם קורבן אחר, they did it for another intention, וכבר הקדמנו, we already mentioned, שבארבע עבודות אלו המחשבה פוסלת את הקורבן. It says in these 4 specific kind of works, the wrong intentions makes the whole sacrifice not good. Okay? He doesn't know. The Kohen needs to actually know. That's why a sheikhet is one of the most important thing that you have to trust the guy. You don't have to trust your rabbi. You have to trust the shochet. Because what happens by the shochet, that's it. He's the only one who knows what happens over there. If he has the...
This Gemara is coming, but the most mess would be on a regular day, not on Pesach. On Pesach,
that's right.
Everybody is Korban Pesach.
That's
there is no other Korban.
No, but
on a regular day they can mix because he brings an offering. He brings this.
Very good. Just have one more thing in mind. On a regular day, what we care. The fact that the guy has to bring another korban, he has to bring another korban. But this is not pasul, which means you don't have to take it away from the temple and burn it. The problem in Pesach, it's a harder problem. It's a harder problem in Pesach because you need to get to, hey, this is not allowed to stay here. It almost becomes like tuma. It almost becomes like impurity in the temple. Get it out of here. In the other ones, you don't have to get it out of here, right? Just bring another one. Don't worry about it. This is good. We're going to eat it. Everybody's going to be happy with it. We're going to donate it to somebody. It's okay. On Pesach that's right. On Pesach is the problem. You're right that there's going to be more mistakes on a regular day. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I
yeah.
Right, but this is much more severe.
Yeah. What happens if the guy had 2 intentions? לשמו ושלא לשמו. He had an intention for it, and then he had an intention also for not for it. For example, שעשה אחת העבודות בתחילה לשם פסח, ואחר כך שלא לשמו. In other words, the first he shechted it for Pesach, and then another one he did it not for Pesach, he did it for Shlamim. Or שלא לשמו ולשמו. Or he did the first one not for Pesach, and then the other one for Pesach. שתחילה עשה שלא לשם פסח, in the beginning he thought he's shechting it for shlamim, ואחר כך נמלח ועשה לשמו. And then he says, no, I'm going to do this for Pesach. כלומר, בין שהקדים מחשבת לשמו למחשבת שלא לשמו, whether he first had Pesach in mind and then he had something else in mind, ובין שהקדים מחשבת שלא לשמו למחשבת לשמו, whether he had something else in mind and then he had Pesach in mind, it doesn't matter. פסול, קורבן הפסח, it's still nullified. כיצד לשמו ושלא לשמו? So it says, how can he have two his for Pesach and not for Pesach? So he has in mind לשם Pesach ולשם shlamim. For example, he says, this is for the Pesach sacrifice and for peace offering. כגון, בשעה שהתחיל לשחוט את הקורבן, in the beginning when he started slaughtering the sacrifice, חשב תחילה לשם קורבן הפסח. He thought, I'm going to bring it in order for the Pesach sacrifice. Now, this is, you have to remember what happened over here. Just let's take an example. You're thinking the Kohen does it. The Kohen does it, but the Kohen, usually, you will bring the sacrifice, right? And the Kohen would do all the work. On Pesach, it wasn't done that way. On Pesach, every Kohen, because there were so many things to do, so every Kohen, they would get checked in the morning by the Sanhedrin, and if it would be kosher, he would go and he would shecht. Every Kohen would go and shecht that was able to shecht. He will go and shecht. So he's there the whole day, this Kohen. So he's thinking, I'm bringing today, he's thinking to himself, I'm bringing one sheep shlamim, I'm bringing one sheep zeu. So then, okay, this one is going to be shlamim. And then he said, no, I changed my mind. Shlamim is going to be the next one. This one is going to be, that's the problem. This is the problem he's talking about. The Kohen himself that is shechting his own stuff, he has the problem because he's going to sacrifice today 3 sheep by himself. And he says, okay, this one is for Pesach. So he started the Pesach, says, no, actually I wanted this one for the Pesach sacrifice. Too late. Don't change your mind. This is the Pesach sacrifice. That's it. You can't.
You change,
that's it. And if he actually had the thought, I'm going to make it in shlamim now. That's it. So, חשב תחילה לשם קורבן הפסח. In the beginning he thought, I'm going to bring it as a Pesach sacrifice, ואחר כך שחטו לשם קורבן שלמים. And then he sacrificed it for שלמים, וכיצד שלא לשמו ולשמו, how is it the other way? לשם שלמים ולשם פסח. In the beginning he thought, I'm going to have this a peace offering, and then he says, no. After he started his work, he says, no, I'm changing my mind, it's going to be a Pesach sacrifice. כגון שהתחיל לשחוט לשם קורבן שלמים, so he started, even in the same shchita, he started the slaughtering for Pesach. Then he says, no, this is my shlamim. That's it, it's done. Even though he finished it as shlam, of either Pesach or shlamim, it's done. בכל אלו הקורבן פסול. In all this, we have an extra problem that we don't have throughout the year. That not only you have to bring another one, this one is pasul. It's not good. It's not tam. You have to burn it, I think. I think that's the rule. Yeah? Okay? And again, the reason why this is a little bit strange, hard, because we don't know all the rules, but when we get to Kadshim is going to be discussing all the rules of the sacrifices. Good idea, but I don't think that's what would happen. I think usually the Kohanim would do everything.
One shochet, one molech, one zorek.
Yeah.
Each one
there. Yeah, but you're right, but not shlamim and sin offering. I think there will be one shochet for everybody. And then there will be one who's responsible for the blood, and he will pass it on to the guy to walk it, and then he will give it to the guy to sprinkle it. Yeah, so I think there will be 4 different people who does the whole job.
Or the shochet will shochet, it says shlamim. They go shlamim, we said shlamim, they said shlamim.
Maybe.
And then he say,
Yeah.
אתה מבין, שלא יבלבלו.
Or maybe they use different vessels, for example, that might be. The vessel itself, this is shlamim vessel, this is another vessel. I don't know. When we get to Korbanot, we'll see it.